Now we go to Donovan Mitchell.
So we moves on. We found something in that, and I think the biggest thing is we found something unique we haven't really done, and we'll watch the film, and it starts with the defense, and everything else will fall into place. Yeah.
What are you seeing on the court defensively when they're able to get up so many looks from three? And obviously, not as many of them were uncontested tonight, but they're still able to get you.
Yeah, but they shot the ball well first of all. I think the biggest thing for us is getting beat. The first half we really got beat off the dribble. In the second half we did a better job staying in front and making things tougher. Rotating, but then when we went small, I think it forced us to have to kind of shift in as a group, and I think that was a great mental place for us to be in. And like I said, we'll look at the film. They shot the ball well first of all. I think the biggest thing for us is getting beat. The first half we really got beat off the dribble. In the second half we did a better job staying in front and making things tougher. Rotating, but then when we went small, I think it forced us to have to kind of shift in as a group, and I think that was a great mental place for us to be in. And like I said, we'll look at the film and we'll find ways to adjust and move on and go from there.
Yeah, I know you said this morning that people shouldn't be surprised if they're involved.
The first half we really got beat off the dribble. In the second half we did a better job staying in front and making things tougher. Rotating, but then when we went small, I think it forced us to have to kind of shift in as he's able to get to a spot once you have him beat. He's able to get bumps and hits, and some of the shots he hit tonight were tough too. And he didn't hit a three. Last game he had 4 or 5. He didn't hit a three. He got into the lane, got to his spot. So we just got to make it tougher on him throughout the whole game. And like I said this morning, he's a talented player. He knows how to win. He's a winner. And you're seeing that pretty much for the first time in his career that people are really seeing it. So give credit where it's due, but also in the same token, we got to find a way to just continue to make it tough on him. And I think, throwing different bodies at him, picking up full court, I think that's a big thing. But in the same token, you got to give respect. But we'll watch the film and we'll adjust.
Donovan, what was your mindset in the second half? I mean, you came out looking like a different player in the third quarter, having those two fouls, kind of reinvigorating.
Just being in attack mode. It's your 3 fouls in the first half. Even before that, I was kind of just trying to feel things out, and sometimes I take longer than I'd like, to do that. And, in the third quarter, obviously, when we went small, the spacing was different. So being able to get downhill and, it makes the reads easier. They've got the shooter in the corner. They want to help. Right, cool, it's a simple pass. If not, I'm downhill. And they'll adjust. Next game it won't be as clean looks at the rim. It'll be something else. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But for me, just trying to get downhill, not really force it. There were times I'm upset about 2 possessions where I tried to go because I had the hot hand and tried to go and I lost the ball. It was my 2 turnovers, and that's where my head is at. So just trying to find ways to continue to do that throughout the course of the whole game.
What's your reaction when you hear boos late in the second quarter? You hear boos going at halftime?
It's part of the game. It's part of we weren't playing well. We got booed. I booed the hell out of the TV when I was a fan. It's part of it. It's not personal. There's an expectation on us. There's no secret about that. Everybody expects us to take care of business, and we didn't in the first half. So we got booed. It is what it is, and the team that bounced back, that shows who our character is. And like I said, we'll take that, look at the film, and adjust. But if they want to boo, they can boo. At the end of the day, that's why you come to the game. You come to the game for excitement, and we weren't given that, and rightfully deserved. But we fixed it, and we'll continue to. We didn't win, we didn't win the freaking game, but we'll, like I said, we'll look at the film and we'll adjust.
Quinn mentioned that in the second half there was more of an onus on keeping Dallas out of the game, and that as a result you were able to drive down the amount of threes they took and they made. Do you feel like that's kind of the key to driving down a 3-point percentage going ahead?
Yeah, I think keeping the ball in front, but also when you play small, we've been so used to, and Rudy's the best rim protector, I would say, to play this game, and his stats and numbers back that up. So you kind of fall into letting him, all right, he's going to be back there. So when he's not there, it's like everybody, you turn it on, you got to do it. And then we also, when he was in, we were able to switch 1 through 5 and go ahead and just guard. So it really was on our mind. It was it was a turning point. What are we going to do? We're going to sit there and allow this to keep happening. We stood our ground and continued to fight and claw back. And I think that's what's ultimately going to get us to these wins, is just continuing to stay shifted, have each other's back, have each other's help, and also getting out there for the contest, and because they're doing it to us, they're running us off the line and whatnot. So being able to just limit their threes, but also it starts with on the ball and having a cycle of help, because it's tough to keep guys in front all the time. So we're going to mess up, we're going to make mistakes, but it's about having the next guys back, then having the next guys back, and just being able to scramble out of it.
You mentioned the psychological impact of having Rudy behind you
Mm-hmm.
as that rim protector. Do you think that wears on you guys a little bit, maybe turns into some of those perimeter defense issues, or is that just?
I don't think wearing on us is the right word. I think it's when you have something so valuable,
Yeah.
it's a natural instinct to like, all right, go ahead, go get it, lean on it. He's really good at that, So for us, it's, when it's five smalls, it's a different scenario, and I think you saw us being able to do that throughout the full half, in a sense, being able to shift, being able to contest. And we turned our energy up, whether he was in or where he was in or out, we turned our energy up as a group. And it starts with on the ball. And I think that's, like I said, when we watch the film, we'll see that. Like, our energy just rose. In the first half, they were, like, doing whatever they wanted. And now we kind of dictated the game. And, ultimately we didn't get the W. But, like I said, we'll watch the film and we'll adjust.
What's the mindset guys for you guys that are in this Saturday?
Win. Nah, that's it. We can't lose both at home. Win.
Down 2-1, any added pressure knowing Mavs is expecting their superstar back in this?
That's your job. If we're looking at, man, there's pressure on this, I think that takes our mind off the task at hand. I don't think we feel there's going to be expectations, going to be talk, there's going to be pressure, but I think for us, it's if we focus on the things we need to do, we'll be all right. So, we're down 2-1. It happens. Let's fix it. We can't go out there and change the result. How do we build from here and go from there?
There have been a few times where you guys have kind of come out flat, fallen behind, had to have kind of that big second half surge in the game. Why do you think that's the case, though? That intensity level is not there from the outset of the game?
It's a good question. I think, from my honest opinion, I think they came out and they hit shots. And that's a deflating feeling, taking the ball out every single possession, and we don't get to run outs now. We're missing shots, and it's just a carryover, I think, for us. And that can become a mental thing at times, and we were able to get over that. Even when we didn't make shots in the second half, we were able to continue to battle, continue to fight. And, Josh Green hit 3 of them. Cleaver had another solid performance from 3, and we kind of gave up easy ones. And that can be deflating, and I think, like I said, in the second half, we were able to, even when they hit shots, even when it felt like those same shots they hit in the second half, those threes, in the first half kind of was like, man, so now in the second half, our energy just spiked, and that's on us to go out there and not let it impact us in that way. And like I said, when we go back and we see it, we watch it, we'll go over it, we'll analyze it, we'll come back out ready to go.